Hello and welcome. Today I'm joined by my guest Jordan Insull from GNB Property Software Solutions. How you doing, Jordan?
Yeah, not too bad, David. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Good,
Really
good.
good. Um, we're here today to sort of look at the differences between technology providers and technology partners, which is a debate that we always have behind closed doors.
Absolutely.
Whether people are just looking to kind of sell you something and run, or whether they're there for the long run. And I guess you guys have got a different approach to this. So I suppose it'd be helpful to people to learn a little bit more about what GMB do
Sure.
and the background. So I'll hand over to you. Can you give us an idea of that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So where do we start? I'll try and keep it as brief and to the point as possible. So I guess with GNB Property Software Solutions, so we are a technology partner for estates and lettings agents, and predominantly we're a technology company rooted and servicing the UK property industry. Um, because we're sort of a technology company and partnering with agents, it means that we're able to produce solutions that actually address real life issues that they're facing, instead of making it more convoluted, if you like, or adding more problems to the day-to-day workings. We've got three sort of distinct products, each addressing sort of unique needs within the sector. But the primary product, I guess, for GNB Property Software is our comprehensive integrated software solution. You call it an agency in a box, and that's exactly what it is. It's everything that you need in one place to be able to effectively and efficiently run an estate agency. On
I'm
top of
going to
that,
come back to
yeah,
agency in a box in a second because that sounds quite interesting. But
absolutely,
in terms of there are lots and lots of software providers out there,
hundreds.
not just sector specific. There are
Yeah.
some in the sector as well.
Mm.
What do you think sort of makes you guys stand out in terms of the way that you do things differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it's our working relationship with estate agents. I don't think anybody became an estate agent because they were fascinated with the technology in the sector. Is a bottom line. So it can be very easy for technology to get in the way of what being an estate agent means. And I guess that's where we're different. We don't just provide what we think is the solution. We have a solution, but we know that every agent is different. So we can work with them to actually understand I guess, how the software can help them and what needs to change within the software to actually answer real life issues that they're facing. And being technology led, it means that we're able to develop solutions for them. So it's not just a CRM system. We can also answer, whether it's letting, sales, finance, reporting, repairs, and that's really how the product's grown. Is agents were telling us all the time that they're using six different providers. None of them talk to each other. There's duplication of work. The costs are through the roof, and actually they just end up neglecting what these providers could be doing for their agency because it just gets too confusing.
So I'm getting the sense that it's a one-stop solution
One-stop
for
shop.
people.
Absolutely.
And this agency in a box that you mentioned earlier is intriguing. Um, Mostly because I spent a lot of my agency life wanting to put it in a box
Yeah.
and put it away sometimes, but it sounds great to have it all there. So can you give us a little bit more background on agency in a box? To me, when I hear that,
Hmm.
I think about startup agencies and just being able to kind of have everything you need to get
Away you
to hit
go.
the ground running. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we go right back to the beginning, I guess, to sort of where it started, is we were initially looking at things like mobile apps for estate agents. Um, but what we kept finding, agents were telling us the same thing. Mobile apps are great, but actually, it's the core software for my business, or the core stuff. I can't get that right, or I'm not using it properly, or I'm only using 10% of the functionality. The rest is just in the way. And that's really what it was born from, was us start working with agents and understanding, okay, what do they actually need. And it's a fantastic product, like I said, for startup agencies. They can just pick it up and away they go, but also for more established agencies, multiple branches. It's a way for them to be able to consolidate all of the different providers that they've currently got, all the different tasks that they're doing. Because it's a one-stop shop, there's integration. So you don't have duplication of work. If you enter information in one part of the system, it can populate in the other. And it saves teams really having to operate completely separately within the agency. Um, and like I said, on top of that, it means that you can almost pick and choose. You can use the technology that's right for your business instead of just being overwhelmed, if you like.
So it's a really detailed and really comprehensive and
Absolutely.
extensive, but another word that rhymes with extensive can be expensive. When I hear comprehensive, sometimes I think,
Mhm.
okay, this is going to be costly. Is
Absolutely.
it costly? What are the cost implications of delivering a service like that?
And not at all. And I guess that's one of the main benefits of having everything in one place is you're not having to pay for the overheads for six different companies. You're not having to pay for that baseline charge other providers will have. So for our agency in the box at the moment for the complete software, the price is £450 a month. So very low cost, but we are also able to flex with agencies, startups and that kind of thing, depending on how they work. But being a technology partner means that we want agencies to win. And that's what it's about, having someone in your corner who's there to help guide you through the world of technology. And we want to be adding value. We're not interested in tying in for 2 years and having bad business. So everything that we offer is on a zero contract basis. It's a monthly rolling subscription, and it comes with free and unlimited training for current and future employees as well. And that's really what it's about. So that monthly cost, we've tried to keep that as low as possible for agents.
That sounds really, really flexible, I suppose, and it will grow together with the business. So, with that in
Absolutely.
mind, if you, I sort of rolling my next couple of questions together, if you could think of
Mhm.
the kind of one issue that it tends to solve more often than not, but
Mhm.
also who your ideal client is for
Mhm.
these sort of solutions. I mean, is there an ideal client, or is it a one size fits all, or can you adapt it effectively to any particular size?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I guess to sort of break your question down a bit. So first of all, in terms of the ideal candidate, it really is whether it's a startup, a one-man band, if you like, right the way through to multiple branches and larger agencies. The ideal candidate is anybody that is currently struggling with technology or feels like their agency hasn't fully embraced it yet, to be able to automate a lot of their work and save them time and money. And it is very flexible, very adaptable. And that's where the partnership comes in, and that's why it's so important. I don't know about you, but I've never met two agents that are the same in terms of how they operate and the way that they run. There'll be fundamental basics, but in terms of the day to day, and that's why having someone on the end of the phone is so important. Um, and sorry, the second part of your question is, it's what are we trying to solve? I think it's that almost either the fear of technology or the impact it has in trying to run the agency to then have to get your head into the technology world.
Yeah.
And actually, it's really simple, but just having someone at the end of the phone when you don't know how to send some marketing emails or you don't know how to do anything um, uh, within the software. I personally feel that's where customer service in this day and age really falls down. When it's within the scope, perfect. As soon as you go outside of that, really difficult. But having someone that you can just pick the phone up to and they go, no problem, let's solve it together.
It's interesting that you say that because I suppose if you've got a customer centric approach and you are trying to improve levels of customer service, very often your use of technology kind of goes hand in hand because it's all there to make not only the agent's life easier, which I know that you guys very
Mhm.
clearly get and you do, but the best technology solutions are the ones where the end beneficiary is actually the customer, that their
Absolutely.
customer journey is a lot better. Their experience with your agency is just 10
Absolutely.
times better than it would have been and more, I suppose, more efficient as well. So you're streamlining a lot of processes. You're gaining those efficiencies, and if you get into it early enough, you're ahead of that curve. So you're
Mhm.
also there's a lot of people who wake up to bringing technology in a little bit too late after
Yeah.
everybody else has got it. But I think if you can get there ahead of it, that forward planning sort of it allows you to bring it in a measured way that really benefits the customer and all of that, you're future proofing that business, but all of that experience is really enhancing the customer's experience on the end of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think there's some really key bits in what you've just said there that You're absolutely right. There's a future proofing of your agency. That's where we try to come in. Being technology led means that we're constantly updating the software. It's constantly evolving along with the industry. There's so much change going on, especially at the moment. So being with a provider that keeps up with that means that you're not having to reevaluate your technology solutions in 3 years' time, 5 years' time because you've fallen away. But more importantly, you get to spend your time on what's important, which is the end user's experience of your agency. You're not spending days bogged down in, dealing with ticket requests and trying to get hold of providers and on hold for 3 hours to solve problems with running the agency. You can spend the time on going out, meeting and greeting and getting to know your client base a bit.
Now you're talking my language. That's what
Absolutely.
we want to hear. So in terms of how comprehensive the software solution
Mm,
is, obviously it sounds absolutely great. And you've given us those pointers and why yours stands out. So if agents are watching this today and they're interested to learn more, what's
mm.
the natural starting point? Is it that they book in for a call with you guys and you get to know their business and what they need, or do they come to you when they've got a burning need to try and plug one particular gap?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a bit of both. I think obviously first of all, check out the website, have a look at the brochures. What I always say though, the best thing is to book in for a demo. It can be as little as half an hour, and we can show you what we can do. And quite often we'll find talking to agents that maybe we're going through and there's problems they didn't even realize they had, or the impact it could have been having on their day to day. So I'd say absolutely it's worthwhile booking in for half an hour, 45 minutes, particularly this time of year, where you might have a bit more time on your hands as we get closer and closer to sort of Christmas. And just have a look. And my view always is today might not be the right day, but at some point, at least you know that it's out there. You know that you've got a solution sort of up your sleeve. And then when the time is right, we can start working with you.
We always ask. I'm looking down at my notes here, but we're because we always ask you guys for statistics wherever possible that are sort of that stand out, that are breathtaking, that are mind blowing.
Yeah,
And there's a couple that you've given, and genuinely they are
yeah,
mind blowing because I remember that when it seems like an age away now, but when COVID hit and we
yeah,
were got thrown that curveball, and we
yeah,
suddenly had to sort of adapt to being more online,
mhm,
more web based.
yeah,
Can we log in from afar and all that sort of working solutions that needed to be put in place?
mm,
I'd love to tell you that we were really quick about it and
yeah,
we just turned on a penny and did it very quickly. But the truth is, as an industry, it took us time to get
yeah,
our heads together and to get our technology together as
absolutely.
well. And it was a great time for innovation for that reason.
Mm,
But you guys managed it in 7 days.
yeah,
That's a staggeringly short period of time, isn't it?
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it was quite incredible. It does seem like an age ago now, but I still remember it very vividly. And we spent a lot of time sort of, I guess, trialing 360 technology. And it was sort of, I know it was around in the marketplace, but there was very few people that had really picked it up. And when COVID hit, that was a really good opportunity, and we developed within 7 days, start to finish. It was remote viewings, basically remote accompanied viewings. So it's not just here's some 360 and let sort of people get on with it. The agent's able to sit there with you, guide you around the property as if you were doing a tour. Um,
You can still sell. You can actually add
Absolutely.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can influence still and you can understand people's reactions. Like body language is so important. And I'm sure every agent's been there. They put the key in the door, open the door, and straight away they know that it's not gonna happen. But that's really, really key, is because you can act on that then and you can say, well, actually, maybe there's something you can try and rescue it a little bit. So yeah, within 7 days, start to finish, we'd put together this remote accompanied viewings. It was available for all of our clients as well. And again, that's part of the partnership is it was something that particularly in COVID, we just gave it away to our clients for them to be able to use it during the lockdown period because we knew that businesses were impacted, businesses were suffering, they needed a solution. Um, so yeah, 7 days start to finish, quite incredible.
Quite impressive. It
Yeah.
takes me more than 7 days to wake up now, never mind. Um, the other key kind of standout feature was this figure, and it's a staggering figure. not because it, 7 days is a small figure.
Mm,
This is now a huge figure. 19,704 enhancement and customizations in the last year alone. And I
yeah,
understand we should be congratulating you on that because it's a record
thank you.
breaking
It was,
achievement.
yeah,
But you see this as more than just a number. This is like a symbol of your dedication to your customer base. So,
absolutely.
yeah, what have you got to say on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, quite incredible, but I think it's also a really good indication of the way the market's moving actually and how people are really starting to embrace technology. So I guess to sort of drill down into that figure a little bit more for you, what it actually means. And it can be small tweaks in the software to match how an agency's working. And I guess for me, we forget a lot that an agency is people, is the bottom line. And so every agent is different, whether it be your maybe your timeline for selling a property, or maybe your onboarding route for putting a tenant in a property. It's going to be small tweaks that are ever so slightly different to each agent that typically software doesn't support. That's where we can come in and we can help make those tweaks so that it does support and makes you more efficient. So, yeah, those enhancements and customizations, it's all about helping to tailor, what we offer to individual agents to make sure that it really complements the service they're offering. But equally, if there's something it doesn't do that they need it to do, we can help build that and really stay on the forefront of technology. So, yeah, quite an incredible stat.
It is incredible.
Yeah,
Well, it's been fascinating, and it's great to sort of try and get to know GMB's approach and what makes you guys stand out. And I think there's enough there to pique interest. So any agents that
absolutely.
are looking to speak to Jordan and his team, get on. You can find them on Facebook, on Instagram. You can find them online. You can check out their website. You can, of course, find all their details and their latest deals on kerfuffle.com. But just reach out. I understand you're very friendly and user friendly. It seems like you spend a lot of your days trying to understand what it is the agents want, and you
Yeah.
craft your products and services to what they need and what their expectations are, which I think is a breath of fresh air. So thank you very much for your time today, Jordan.
Likewise, David. It's been an absolute pleasure. And like I said, yeah, it's just about getting to know people and working with them, I think. So any agents that would like to come check it out and find out more information, we're always here, ready to have a chat.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks, David.